In this video, I'll teach you how to revise a project schedule. If your project is slipping, you probably need to revise that project schedule to bring it back on track. In this video, I'll teach you how to do that using the most common method, which is adding additional resources as helpers on an effort-driven task. So let's get started. When the variance analysis process reveals that your project is slipping badly, you'll probably want to revise your project schedule to bring it back in line with its original goals and objectives, that is, against the original baseline schedule. The most common method for revising a project schedule in Microsoft Project is to add resources as helpers on effort-driven tasks to shorten the duration of those tasks. Here's an important note for you. If you want to add helpers to shorten the duration of a task, you must set the task type for that task to either fixed units, effort-driven, or to fixed work. And here's a tip for you. Before you begin the plan revision process, first display the critical path and then focus your efforts primarily on critical tasks that have a long duration. Keep in mind that non-critical tasks with a long duration might also be good targets for plan revision. Notice in this sample project that the schedule is slipping badly. This project is currently 36.5 days late on delivery, as shown by the finish variance value in the row 0 project summary task. I think this project needs some plan revision. So to do this, let's jump to the Gantt chart view. And I'll scroll down to the Gantt chart, looking for a target or two for some plan revision. Here's a couple: develop code, developer testing, primary debugging. Each of them has a long duration, 40 days, and each of them is a critical task as indicated by the red Gantt bars. So let's go ahead and add a helper to each of these two tasks. To do this, I'll right-click anywhere in the white or gray part of the Gantt chart screen, and I'll choose Show Split on the shortcut menu. Notice in the task form pane that the task type for this task is fixed work, so that's good. Notice also that I have two resources assigned to this task. I have Linda Erickson working 80% of full-time and Rich Zink working 80% of full-time. Why is that? Why aren't they working full-time? Here's why. The two tasks in question run in parallel, and Rich and Linda are working on both of those tasks. So if I click the button called Next, I can now select Developer Testing, Primary Debugging, and I can see Linda and Rich are assigned to 20% on that second task. 80% on one plus 20% on another gives us full-time work across the two tasks. All right, let me hit the button called Previous. This is the task, Develop Code. Let's go ahead and add a helper. Below the name Rich Zink, I'll select the first available cell and I'll choose the resource Skip Goddard. I need Skip to work 80% of full-time, so I'll type in the number 80 and then click the OK button. You don't have to touch the work until after you've added the helper. Notice that when I added Skip, the duration dropped to 26 2/3 days, and the work was evenly distributed across the three resources. Let me give you a best practice now. Whenever you add helpers to a task using effort-driven scheduling, I recommend you increase the work in the range of 10 to 20% to account for the increased communication needs of that task. So I'm going to increase the work for each of them to 200 hours. That'll take care of them communicating, collaborating, and coordinating on this task. And after I've done that, I can click the OK button. What this will do is now give me a new duration of 31.25 days. I'd call that a more realistic duration for this task, including the new helper. Now I'll click the button called Next to select the task Developer Testing Primary Debugging. Notice the task type for this task is fixed duration. That means the duration is locked. Okay, so adding a helper will not shorten the duration. Therefore, I either need to choose fixed units with effort driven selected or fixed work. I'll choose fixed work because notice with fixed work, the effort-driven checkbox is always selected by default. And once I've done that, I'll click the OK button. Now let's do it again. Let's add the helper. I'll choose again, Skip Goddard. On this task, he'll only work 20% of full time, and I'll click the OK button. Notice again the duration is dropped from 40 days to 26 2/3, and the total amount of work has been distributed evenly across the three resources. Following that recommended best practice, I'll increase the work for each of them on this task to 50 hours, and I'll click the OK button. Notice again, the duration is now increased to 31.25 days, which is a far more realistic duration for this task. Now you know how to revise a project schedule to bring it back on track, and you even learned a best practice along the way. As always, I sure hope you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to subscribe and click that notifications button. Give the video a like if you would, please, and kindly share it with your colleagues. And as always, I'll see you in my next video.